Welcome to Your Daily Balance, Idaho Central Credit Union's video podcast. We're here to bring you tips and tricks to help you on your way to financial success. And today we're joined by Jennifer Donaldson.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
This is going to be a fun one. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah,
We're going to be talking about rewards cards.
Yes.
So you are our card product owner at Idaho Central Credit Union.
Yes.
So pretty much the card expert.
Sure, yeah.
So what does that mean? What do you do in your job?
So I really get to take a look at our roadmap, which includes cards, but also includes all payments products, right? And figure out what we want to add, change, update so that our members have the best experience with those payment and card products as possible.
And really, there's a lot to that.
Yes.
Probably more than people realize.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's always changing. If you think about how many times you yourself interact with a payment product or service throughout the day, there's lots, right? There's payments coming out behind the scenes. You're stopping for gas. Maybe you're using Zelle to pay somebody to split a bill with. But there's a lot of good points of interaction, and we want to make sure that all those interactions are positive that our members have with those products and services.
Absolutely. And you do a great job.
Thank you.
I'm super excited to talk about our Premier Rewards card today, specifically for consumers.
Yes.
So there are tons of rewards cards out there. I mean, you see advertisements for them all the time. What should members be looking for when they think about a rewards card?
The biggest thing that what we know from our research when we're talking about rewards in particular is earnings. That's the top of the first thing that comes to everybody's mind is how much am I earning? What certain purchases am I earning things on? Is it unlimited? How do those earnings come back to me? Is it cash back? Is it miles? Is it merchandise? And so earnings is probably the number one thing. And then there's a lot of other supporting features and benefits that you want to make sure you have also. Great.
And so can we just dive in to see how are those rewards structured? How are our earnings calculated?
Yes, let's do it. There's a lot of differences in the marketplace. You have tiered offerings, right, where you could earn, you see 4, 3, 2, 1% cash back on different kinds of purchases. There's static offerings, which is just maybe a flat like 1 or 1.5%. There's miles earnings out there, which really can only be redeemed when you're traveling, right? And maybe we can touch on how that wasn't so timely in the last couple of years that we've had. And then there's ours in particular, which really encompasses a lot. So you do earn points with an ICCU Premier Rewards card, but you can redeem those points for a variety of things. So there's cash back, which is my favorite. There's merchandise, gift cards, and travel, if that's really what interests people. And we have a pretty competitive platform of earnings when you compare it to some of those other offerings in the marketplace.
Yes. And what's really cool about it is the way that you can see what options you have, how many rewards you have, all of that is within eBranch.
Correct.
Like just your normal mobile banking. So you can just log in, see what you've got for rewards, and then start picking things.
Correct. Yeah. So in terms of even overall financial wellness, a lot of times separate credit cards require that you have a separate app, and it can be really difficult to lose track of what you've spent and even what you've earned. Whereas with an ICCU rewards card, everything is in the same place. So when you log in to check the balance of your checking account, you can also see what you have outstanding on your credit card and how many points that you've earned.
So you said your favorite thing is cash back.
Yes.
So how does that work when you go in and you want to, transition your points to cash money?
Yes, that all takes place from within our app as well. You'd access the Visa Rewards widget from within eBranch, and for there, when you click, it takes you out to where you can actually make those redemptions and decide I want $25 at this time worth of the points that I have, or upwards of the entire balance of points that you have, and then you'll see that hit the next day.
What I love too is that it's almost like a silent thing that's happening. So you're using your card, you're swiping your card, like you said, at gas, when you're out to dinner, all of the things that you do on a regular basis. And those points are just ticking up, right? And they're kind of happening in the background.
Correct.
And so what's really cool is when you go in and check your balance and you're like, man, this is fantastic. And you can use your card for normal day-to-day transactions and then transfer to pay off that card at any time too, right?
Correct. Yes. So one of the things that makes our card really competitive is that all of our earnings are unlimited. We try to be really transparent, whereas because that credit card space is so competitive. There's often a lot of fine print. So you'll see those tiered offerings and they look really flashy and really exciting, but it might turn out that 4% that you thought you're earning is only up to a certain dollar amount. Right? And then you're falling into that 1% tier. Or you think you're earning 3% at this restaurant, but because of the way that those tiers are more exclusive, if that restaurant doesn't fall under what we call a certain merchant category code, you might just be earning that 1% because there are multiple merchant category codes for restaurants. Whereas our earnings are always unlimited. We have a base rate of 2 points per every $1 spent, which translates into 1.25% cash back, which compared to that lower 1% tier is really competitive. And then we also run a bunch of seasonal offerings throughout the year. Well, we'll give you 2 or 3 or 4 times the points on certain purchases. And when we look at the data and average that out over what a typical person is earning, our earnings fall more in the 1.5 to 1.7% cash back, which from a consumer card perspective is extremely competitive. Yeah. It obviously depends on how exactly you're spending and what you're spending, but when we just look at internal data that we have access to, that's what we see. And so I feel really confident that whatever I'm buying is earning me probably the most of what I would be earning than if I was using somebody else's card.
Yeah, well, I feel very confident too, because you are the master of all things cards. Okay, so, and also we have a promotion. If you don't currently have an Idaho Central Visa Premier Rewards card, what is the promotion that we're running right now?
Yeah, so we recently made the change to offer this all the time. So all new Consumer Premier Rewards accounts are eligible for $200 cash back
with awesome.
With some qualifying spend that's pretty easy to meet for the first 3 months. And so we're really excited. That's pretty in line with what you'll see in the marketplace. We really feel that will benefit our members and help them make the switch or get that first card, and then we can continue to be there for them as they use that card in the future.
That's a really cool offer and really allows people to do, I don't know, something special for their families or
for sure.
Yeah.
Or themselves.
Yeah. That is awesome. One final thing that I know we wanted to touch on is that when you have an Idaho Central Visa Premier Rewards card, you have access to what Idaho Central is all the time. I mean, our e-branch is awesome. You know, you're going to have My Credit, which I love so much. And you can actually see all of your credit lines from within eBranch and the My Credit widget. What are some other things that you think of when you think of, you know, getting Idaho Central when you get your Visa Premier Rewards card?
Right. Our call center is one of the first things that comes to mind. So as much as we'd like every experience to be flawless, something could come up where somebody has a question. And we like to think that our call center is one of the best, right? And I think we could back that up. They're local. They really care about you. So they'll be able to quickly answer questions or help you out with that. Fraud can be kind of crazy these days. Those guys are ever evolving and really smart. If only we could, put their powers to good use. But if something does go wrong where you notice a charge that wasn't you can quickly get that shut down with card control. And then you can go into any one of our branches and have another card printed for you that same day. Whereas if you're dealing with a bigger credit card company, you might be waiting a couple of weeks to get that card in the mail. And so we can get you back up and making those purchases almost same day.
Yeah.
It happens during business hours.
Right away. Well, that's great. We've covered it all.
Yes.
And you've done a great job. And I thank you so much for being our guest today.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next time.